Okay, so what we're doing here is a Life Force Herbal Body Wrap. It's been cooked up prior to me doing the wrapping. I've cooked up the canister with 4.5 litres of liquid. That's enough to do 6 pairs of feet. So if you've only got 1 pair of feet, you can freeze the rest. So I'm wrapping Lisa here. If you don't have the proper bandages, which you see me using, you can just use, an old hand towel, or cheap, go out and buy a couple of cheap hand towels and use those. So I'm wrapping that around. Then I over wrap with Glad Wrap to keep the bandages on, but it also keeps the moisture in, and it partially keeps the feet warm as well. So just around a couple of times with the Glad Wrap, and this is the proper Glad Wrap. Don't use a cheap alternative, because they're made out of PVC, which emits, the plastic things in your body that you don't want to pick up. So use the brand in New Zealand we call Glad Wrap. Doesn't matter exactly how you do it, as long as the foot's totally covered. Over that with the Glad Wrap. So really it is quite simple. This is a product that not many people know much about, but it's an incredible therapy. So you're actually putting nutrients into the body. There's clays, there's special herbs cooked up as a decoction, there's clays. So you're putting a whole lot of nutrition in and you're pulling toxins out. So we put the plastic bag over the feet just to keep that warmth in. You can sit your feet on a hot water bottle if you're cold. And the person just stays in that wrap for an hour and just relaxes, reads a good book, and all sorts happens.
This is the body balance presentation.
Exactly. Yeah, they'll watch your body balance presentation. You can do this in groups, or you can just sit down and do it, on your own in your own home.
How much preparation does it take?
It's really simple. You just use the canister that you get from Life Force, and you cook it up with the 4.5 litres. So you're bringing your water to a boil. Once it's at the rolling boil, you're adding the contents of the canister, just stirring it occasionally, boil it for about 15 minutes, and then turn it off and let it sit for half an hour to do what we call a decoct. There's a lot of herbs that are root-based herbs and things like that to extract all the nutrients out of those things. It needs to sit so the extraction happens, and then you get all the goodies into that liquid. So you let it sit for 20 minutes, half an hour, and then it's ready to use. So it's got to be lovely and hot, which opens up the pores, not too hot obviously, and that allows that whole transfer process to happen, where the goodness goes in and it's pulling out, using the clay, the Epsom salts, all those powerful herbs. It's pulling out all those toxins that you don't want in the body, and this is a start of a process. It'll go for 3 or 4 days, so you've got to keep drinking water.
So what could